Hey guys, Liquid Fire here. Thanks for joining me again tonight. So we are going to do, I don't really want to call it a mechanics deep dive. I got something back here behind me walking around. Oh, got some deer going by. I don't really want to call it a mechanics deep dive, but we are going to get into a little bit of testing. So with the recent patch, we've had a massive. These guys just keep getting closer. A massive change to our ammunition. Is the same guy just running in circles? What's going on here? If you don't mind, I'm filming here, guy. You're totally disturbing me. Anyway, so we've had a serious change in our energies for the different weapons. But the reality is, are you kidding me? Here comes another one. Jeez. The reality is, for most of us, what we're actually looking at doing is shooting stuff that's within our 100 range for the animals, and that's around 380, I think, with all the perks for large game. So what I've done is I've set up over here, and we're at about 400 meters right now. We'll just get in close enough to make sure it's 380 before I think it's like 383 or something. So we should see these guys pop up any second now. Oh, I forgot to turn on my 100 cents. Let's try that again. So 390. Alright, so that looks like it's I don't know. It's just under 400 meters, regardless, is the point. So what I want to do is I want to take each of the rifles that we have, each of our deer guns, I'm not going to do it with a 22, and take a shot at 400 meters. So basically, let us know if we can take the most powerful round for each of our rifles and get a nice lung shot kill. So what I've done is I've set up here on this herd, made a backup, and we're just going to go through each of the different rifles, pop one of these guys, and see if we put him down. So we'll just run through that again and again and again until we get through all of the rifles. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start out with Grandpa's old rifle. We're running the Nosler Partition, the old Lilling's Bullseye. That's what it used to be listed as. I forgot that they changed it. I couldn't remember when they made the change. It's still the same ammo. It's just a different name. We've obviously got our 21x scope on because we're not crazy. And we are going to live with hunter sense and see what we get. That was nice and broadside at the right range, and he's going to go down. He's taking his time about it, but he's certainly going to go down. He'll be over there somewhere behind those. Is it paused? No, it's not paused. So that guy didn't even spook. He's going to be down somewhere over there behind them trees. Let's see if we can get a shot on this guy. I'm going to push it through the tree. Well, if I don't hit the wrong button, we will. Oh, can't hardly see him now. Just hop over here a little bit. Well, if he'd hold still again. Ah, he moved. Well, that may have actually still worked. Let's see if we have a blood trail. Nope. So shoot him in the gut or in between the lungs and the liver isn't going to work because, well, I made a bad shot. So let's go pick up that first one, take a look at the damage and see what we got. Oh, where did he go? Let's pop up and see if we see him real quick anywhere. Alright, I guess we're going to have to follow a little bit of blood. So it looks like he went down into the bush. I guess we'll go down into the bush and follow it out and see where he went. Now I'm not going to go check all of them. Once we see a few of the smaller rounds do just fine, then there's not really a whole lot of need for anything with more power. But the 223, the 30-30, these smaller guys, I want to take a look at it, kind of get a feel for how that damage looks, and see what we got. Again, this was, you know, right at 400 meters. So we've got a single lung kill. We were at 386 meters, and we gave him about 1,177 joules worth of damage. And yeah, that's good enough to do the deed. And again, that's the 30-30 with the Nosler Partition. Not a bad call if we were keeping it. But yeah, so I think that that's pretty good. And if you look, that's through a rib. That is directly through a rib. We didn't go through the shoulder, but it is completely through a rib. So I think that's a solid shot. And when you can use the 30-30 at, I'm going to call it 400 meters. Yeah, it's technically 386, but when you can use the 30-30 out to 400 yards, this ammo is usable. There's no doubt in my mind. So I'm going to pause things here. We'll go jump in to a different round and be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and we have a minor issue. So I'd forgotten whenever I made the backup, I was laying down on top of the UTV. So when I log back in, I'm now underneath the UTV. So we're going to have to, oh, can't stand up or anything, so we have to crawl out from under it. Oh, here we go. Oops. Alright, so we were able to get in. Now, let's go get a different round. So we had Grandpa's old rifle first. We're just going to work our way down. So we'll take the 243 next. And the ammo for the 243 we're going to use, well, let's see. The 30-30 ammo, I'm over here looking at my chart. The 30-30 ammo we used was the Nosler Partition, which had old numbers, not the new numbers. Old numbers was around 768, so it was about 400 joules more powerful at 400 meters. The 243, all of them are well above that, so we're just going to use the free ammo. Maybe I should have tried the free ammo with the 30-30, but you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's actually change our plans a little bit and try it with the free ammo and see what we get. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. I need you to hold still. I don't want to try to shoot you on the run. If you could stop anytime now, would be nice. Alright. We'll just take you. Ah! That's not the gun's fault. That was a bad shot. Wait, is she gonna go down? No, no. That was the gun's fault, not or that was my fault, not the gun's fault. I made a bad shot. So we'll just reload and do this one again. Let me pause it real quick. All right, guys. So we are back. We've reloaded. Forgot about these guys. We've reloaded the rifle with the Managed Recoil. So we've now got the weakest round. It's the free round. And we're going to try to make a good shot with it. If I don't do anything dumb this time. Alright. Of course you're going to lay down. And I'm going to try to give it the best opportunity. I could try the laying down, but my luck I'd clip in the head. This one, if I were using a different rifle, I would probably be willing to take the shot. But I don't really want to do a quartering shot. I mean, it's not horrible. Same with this one. Let's take this one on the ground. Okay, that's solid in the lungs. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's... Oh, well, maybe. Maybe it did. I don't know. I didn't see the head drop or anything that really makes me think that it's definitely going to go down. And if it does, it's going to be a long ways off. But we'll ride over there and take a look. I'll do another shot at this guy over here. Just for the fun of it. So, semi-quarter going down. Whoops. Yeah, he's definitely not going down. There's no blood for him either. And I don't think the first one will, to be honest. I won't say that it's impossible, but I don't think it's real likely. We'll ride over, take a look. Yep, so animal survived. There's no point in even following it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here's our 6th one. Oh no, 7. So we had some blood, but of course, no more. And that's kind of unsurprising. I mean, we did take the weakest round there is and try to use the 400 yards. I'm not going to say that it wouldn't work. It's entirely possible that I just hit a rib. It's possible that, you know, with the right shot, you could do it. I don't know. I haven't tried that. I'm probably not going to be honest. I mean, why would I choose the weakest round if I'm looking to take long shots? Just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I thought, yeah, since the better round worked, why not check it and see? So I can say right now, if I needed to take a longer shot, I'd use the Nosler Partition and not think twice about it for whitetail. And that's a pretty good sign at 400 yards, or meters. So we're going to jump back and go to the next round, which I think was a 243. So we'll go with the free ammo from here on out, except for maybe the 223. 223 was, well, yeah, we probably better go with the bigger ammo for the 223. Everything else we'll just use the free ammo. The 223, oh, well that works. The free ammo is the most powerful. So yeah, we'll just check all the free ammo from here on out and see what everything does at 400 meters. I think if the 30-30 just did it, we shouldn't have any issues at all. I may run over and check the body on the 223, but for the 243, the rest of these, as long as we see it go down, I don't think I'm going to go check. So let me jump out of here, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we are again, jumping over to the 783, and we're going to change ammo to the free. Oh, that's what we got in already. So the Premier Accu-Tip, and we're just going to pop one real quick and see what we get. And you can see already, bumping on something here. I don't know what's going on. There we go. It's changing to tell us we're in the appropriate range. And you can see that's going to drop. There she goes. Wow, I'm knocking stuff over and everything over here. We may not see her go down. Hopefully we do. But we know she is. There's a ton of blood. No point in chasing that down. It's going to be a single lung. But we shot her. I mean, you can see the trail go all the way up through there. So we know that's a kill. I'm not too interested in going to see what the energy is. I mean, whenever I just check the energies, I'll know what it is anyway. So for me, that's not a big thing. But seeing for sure that we can drop with a 243 at 400 meters, that's a win. Alright, well, I guess we can go check the 243. It's one of the smaller weapons. Alright, fine. You talked me into it. Okay, so here we are. So single lung through the ribs, 243. Plenty of energy. We were up in the recommended energy. Got into the second lung. So decent enough for me. Dang it, it's pretty close to a pass through. Look at that. Wow. Actually, I'm going to say that's a little surprising. I wasn't expecting it to be that impressive. Alright, so there we go. He talked me into it. Went and checked it. Maybe we'll go check them. Alright, so let me pause here. We'll jump to the next round and be right back. Alright, we're back. We'll grab a new rifle. So next up, the 300 Winchester. So I'm just not sure that I trust that it's going to be able to do it with this free ammo. I mean, that's a big ask. The 300. This isn't the 700 long range. This is just the SM12. Surely it won't be able to do it. Oh wow, look at that. It's actually going to drop it. Even with a less than ideal shot. Which was kind of the point. I didn't really try to worry about making a great shot on it. And she's actually going further than I thought. But, oh, there she goes. And... boom. A little further away, we'll see if it's capable. Oh, look, he's going to go down too. I would have expected this out of the 700, but the SM12, I'm just shocked. Alright, we're not even going to worry about him. And of course, we're not going to go check these. It's the freaking SM12. Of course, it's going to drop deer at 400 meters. I am a little surprised that they're running that far. But again, we're not really pushing for heart shots. We're trying to hit lungs. So, yeah. Alright, let's pause it and move on to the next. Alright, so we just did the SM12. We're obviously not going to do the Stinger 22. We'll grab the 7mm 08. Somebody we know likes this gun a little bit. And I don't think there's going to be any reason to expect it to not do the deed. But we'll do it. We're going to do all of them. So Faye will appreciate that we're doing this one here. What am I doing? Let's see. Lay down. Let's grab the gun. Let's turn on our hunter sit dot. We're just going to cheat all these. Take on. I keep getting somewhere where I'm either on the edge of something or something's off. I don't know. It just keeps jumping around. Alright, so we'll just pick this guy over here laying down. Alright, there's the head drop. Lots and lots of blood. Blood continues. I don't think we're going to see where he went. He went down in that brush. But it's the 7mm 08, of course. It's going to do the job. All of these are going to. There's not really any shock that these are doing great. The 7mm 08 is pretty darn powerful. It's way more powerful than the 30-30. It's certainly more powerful than the 243s that we've hit, or 243 that we've hit, so no surprise. We'll pause and move to the next. Alright guys, we're back again. So we just did the 7mm 08. So Fagan will be happy. And now we get to make me happy, because we're going to break out my absolute favorite gun in the entire game. Get over to the free ammo. So most of you know that I generally run the ARMAD. And I like the ARMAD. Don't get me wrong, it is a fantastic weapon. There's a reason I use it. Let me make a shot real quick. And stop moving. That's a little far back. Hopefully it works. The head dropped. He's going down. So I do use the ARMAD a ton. And it's because the ARMAD's just a better round. That 270 just does more damage more quickly. There's our one down. This guy's going to go lay down somewhere near it. He's going to lay down right there. It just does more damage than the 308 does. So if you make a mistake, you get a little bonus. And recently, where the ammo has been significantly reduced, you kind of had to make sure you had plenty of power. Let me take a second here. It's not going to hold still. But ever since the 270 came out in the ARMAD, it's just been the superior weapon. And to me, that matters. So I'd been running the ARMAD, and yeah, for good reason. But as you can tell, we just popped 2 at 300 or 400 meters with the 308 using the free ammo. Completely viable. If you're not looking to do super long shots, there's no reason to not run the 308. And I may actually change back to it just because I love the gun. It's just my absolute favorite in game. So yeah, and it's obviously working great after the patch. So let's pause things here and jump to the next one. Alright guys, we're back again. So we just hit the monoblock, so now we're going to use the little Carbon CL II. Well, maybe. What did I do? Let's try that again. I think I hit expand instead of equip. I don't know. Either way, so we want to use the free ammo, and we've already got a bunch loaded. So we'll use slot 2, that'll be the free ammo. Alright, so is that right? So, yeah, so 1, yep, alright, so slot 2 is our free ammo. Let's see if we can drop something with this big old guy. Well, work better if I keep it equipped. Well, where'd our other deer go? Oh, they're up in there now. Okay. I know that's a little more of a quartering shot, but it's a 338. Doesn't really matter. I don't think so. These guys are back over here harassing me. I hear him. Alright, but yeah, of course the 338 is going to destroy something at 400 meters, or whitetail. It's a super powerful round. Nobody on Earth should be surprised by that. So we're going to pause and move on to the next. Alright, so we are back again. We just did the CL2, so now we need to be a little more serious because we're going down to the Scout. So we go from the 338 to the 223. And we're going with the core locks, which looks like that's what we got in. So free ammo, 223, and we're going to try to not get a heart shot. And this one we will run over and take a look at after we get the shot done. And I will not play around and do a heavy quartering shot with this. We'll try to make sure we get a nice broadside shot. Prefer to be middle to upper lung. It's fairly accurate. I wish it was more accurate, to be honest. With it being a smaller round, a little extra accuracy would be really nice. You know what? I think we can do her. If she stays still. Alright. I'd rather it be a little more broadside. So we're just going to be patient and wait a little bit. But I do wish the 223 was just a little more accurate. With it being such a small round, the benefit of accuracy would be really nice. But it's not, I mean, it's not inaccurate, but it's, you know, it's like half as accurate as the SSG M1 or whatever. The ARMAD, the Monobloc. You know, those are all super accurate, and this guy's about twice the size when you look at the Henderson stot, so half as accurate. And these guys are making it difficult. And these guys are just running around. Do not come over here and mess with me. I'm assuming I spooked and split their herd whenever I came in the UTV. Oh, here we go. That's going to do the job. We'll watch her run a little bit. She's not going to go too far. Alright, let's go hop in the Jeep, go take a look at how that shows up. Just about squished one there. Alright, where did you go down at? Do not run me over. I've got animals going everywhere. If I get knocked out down here trying to get to this deer. Well, she went a little further than I thought she was going to. Oh, there we go. Well, which way did you turn? This way. Where's the blood? There's the blood. Wow, she went a lot further than I thought. Great day. She's all the way up here. Alright, so that took a little bit. Wow. Alright, so we did what we wanted. We hit just the lung. Got a good single lung kill. We got penetration all the way through into the second lung and then a little bit more. And we did how much? 964 energy. So we hit with 964 joules at 400 meters and put the whitetail down. And again, that's the 223 with the free ammo. So even it's good to go at 400 meters. Did we hit ribs? We did not hit ribs on this one, so I don't know how much of an impact the rib would have made, considering we made it all the way into the second lung, and I mean, we made good penetration. Good penetration. The cavity on the 223 is really small, so it's hard to see with the collars I have. Let me turn it. But you can see the size of the cavity on this. It's not a big cone, and it's fairly pointed. So there's a lot of damage that's done kind of as a bullet gets deeper in. So penetration matters more for this one. And if you look, we've got just about as much damage as we could get out of that cone into the rib, or excuse me, into the lung. And we did most of our damage out of cavity damage. Now, the thing is, I don't remember off the top of my head what the thought was for the amount of damage to break a lung. I have 700 in my head. I will have to pull Toothless's book. I think he has it listed in there to see what the damage is on a whitetail for the lung. I think it's 700. I'll check that whenever I pause to change weapons, and I'll try to check it anyway and see how far we are. You know, we did a lot of damage, not just to the lung. We got some into the left lung, some flesh, so it's not like 963 went into this one lung. Most of it did, but not all of it. So I'll check the damage if I can find it. I think hitting rib would be putting this closer to risky, but I'm not going to say for sure that it it would take it out. The thing with this to keep in mind, the core locked, it's the free ammo. It's also the most powerful ammo. So I would be hesitant to take just a lung shot with the other ammo, and certainly at longer ranges I'd be very hesitant. So let me pause things here, see if I can find that, and we'll pick up in a minute. Alright, so we're back again. I pulled the info up, and it looks like for a whitetail the lung damage is about 400. So 700 was spine, not lung. So given that, I think it probably would have been alright even if we had hit the rib. I won't say for sure. The ribs take up a lot of energy, so I would have to actually do it and see it to know for sure. But it works on a non-rib shot anyway. So we just did the 223, so we're off to the other 243, which we should assume will work just fine. Oh, let me make sure we got the right ammo. So we've got the AccuTip, so we're good to go. So let's go ahead and take something with the Steyr 243. And we should see a blood trail run out. Yep, you can see it there on the ground. She's going to drop. Oh, that's not going to drop him. I was high. Oh, I was way high on that shot. Alright. Anyway, 243 definitely works. You know, we saw the blood trail. She's going to be down somewhere over in there. And on to the next. That's quick and easy. So we are back again. We just did the Pro Hunter 243. Again, we're not going to do the 22. It's not going to work. And we'll bring in the big bad boy that's so loved by people. The 700 long range. And we're going to use the terminal ascent. And we're not going to have to spend too much time worrying about anything on this guy. As long as we can hit him. Let's turn on that big old bubble. So we just kind of put the bubble over the deer and hope that it hits the lungs. It looks like we did. Or, yeah, we did, okay. I was going to say, or not. Not a lot of blood. Not sure where it hit. That's the problem with inaccurate rifles like this one. You just kind of point and hope. Let the power do the damage and hope you're close enough to hitting something. Saw another one over here, I thought. I guess he did run off. Okay. But we've got plenty of blood. If you look, you can see it going all the way down. I just saw a flash down in there. So it's definitely a critical shot. Nothing to worry about. Deer will be dead. And we are on to the next. We are back again. We just did the 700 long range, so now we're going to go to the 350. Oh yeah, it's only got the one, so we're definitely in the right one. Yeah, so the 350 scored out, at least previously. I haven't tested it since the patch the other day. It scored out as a 148 for the accuracy score. Again, lower is better. And the 700 that we just shot was a 134. So it's even less accurate than the... No, wait a minute. Maybe in line. It's a 130 for the 300 Magnum and the 700. So it's a little less accurate than even that guy is. But hopefully we can still get a shot on. Again, we'll just put it over the body and hope. If I can quit moving my mouse. Oh, that's solid. That's solid. He's going down soon. We might see him drop. Nope. Nope, he's going on. Well, I was going to shoot you if you're well, you keep standing there. Ah, you ran. Anyway, 350 of course hits like a tank. Yeah, it does drop off pretty fast. So it's not one that you really want to do a lot of long range shooting with. You know what? In fact, let's go take a look at that one. Just because it does drop off so fast, we'll take a look to see what type of damage we actually had. Alrighty, so just to take a look and see what type of damage we did at 400 meters with the 350. Now, previously, 400 meters, 350 would have been about 1,750, and we're all the way up to 2,545. So, plenty of power. The problem is the accuracy. So, again, not the best rifle for long-range shooting, but it hits so hard. Even at that range, it hit plenty hard with just a clipping of the lung. I mean, we really just clipped the back of it. Got a little bit of the stomach, but not exactly the best shot, but it still passed through. Just, well, I guess it probably didn't pop out of the skin, but pretty much a pass through. So yeah, the additional power given to the 350 makes it a little more viable at the longer ranges. The accuracy, however, is still horrendous. So not the weapon I would choose if I were looking at doing longer range shots. But again, under 400 meters, perfectly viable. All right, so we'll pause here and jump on to the next one. Alrighty, off to the next one. So we just did the 350. So now we'll break out the old 30-06. The power shouldn't be a problem, but the accuracy is going to make this one interesting. Oh, need to select it, not collapse. So this is a very inaccurate rifle. So in a lot of games, the 30-06 is kind of a gimme for a great weapon because it does have really good power. Unfortunately, the 1903 is just so horribly inaccurate that it becomes its own challenge, not because of the power, but because you need to be able to hit it. It's the least accurate rifle in the entire game. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. We may have to take a couple runs at this one. We'll definitely be able to drop it if we get a good lung shot. The question is, will I get a good shot? It doesn't look like it did there. I think I drifted a little forward, but when you have 100% stot the size of the body of the deer, it doesn't really matter. Alright, let me run this one back real quick and try it again. We'll just go ahead and pause it like before. No point making y'all watch all the loading screens. Alright, so we're back again. Go back to the 1903. I think it had the right ammo, didn't it? Yeah. Try this again. he's going to lay down. So this makes it a little more of a challenge. With him laying down, everything's so compacted, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. That looks solid. That looks solid. Yeah, there we go. So that's the crux of using the 1903. It has an accuracy rating of, I think it's 173. That's a perfect example, right over his back. It has an accuracy rating of 173, whereas the 6.5 SSG M1, for example, has an accuracy of 43. The Monobloc's 44, and that's pixels on a 4K screen. So yeah, 173 versus 44. Big, well, 43. Big difference. But as you can tell, if you do hit, it's going to do the deed. It's the 30x6. Of course, it's going to. It's a really, really, really solid T5. It's like the most powerful T5. So to expect anything less would be surprising. So yeah, let's move on to the next. Alrighty, so we just did the 1903. So now we're going to grab the 7600, the other 270. Not sure why you're in slot 2, but okay. We've got the right ammo, so off we go. So the original 270 here is kind of the reason the 308 got nerfed. So before this 270 came in game, the 308 was more powerful. Hang on a second here. And that's going to be the end of you. And you. So anyway, before the 270 showed up, the three... Oh wait, that wasn't the end of you? Really? Alright, that's surprising. I didn't pay attention to where I hit at, but I just assumed that was going to be the end of you. Alright. So, I messed that shot up. Oh, wait a minute. Was it a different one? Is that him right there? I can't tell if that's him or if that's a limb. It doesn't matter. We know that the 270 is plenty powerful to do it. But yeah, the 308 got nerfed just before the 270 pump got added into the game. And to me, it felt like they were making room to make the 270 kind of have a slot to fill. So the 308 was really powerful. The 270 was going to have that same type of power, a little more. But they backed back the 308, made it less powerful. And that kind of gave this 270 pump a nice little slot to fill for a while. And then when they brought in the Steyr pack, you had the ARMAD, which is your monobloc in 270, and that just made this gun completely useless. So it's a good rifle. It's just not as accurate as the ARMAD. So, alright, let's go on to the next. Alright, so here we go again. We just did the 7600. And now we move to the ARMAD. And it should have the free ammo in it. It does. So this gun is the one I run 99% of the time for everything, pretty much. And right there's why. Look at that 100 cents dot. Just look how accurate that is. We know that the 270 will do the deed. Well, I shot that one as it was breathing out, so hopefully I didn't move too much. He's going down. He's going down. Now that was a hard shot there. yeah, I'm a little more comfortable with this little teeny tiny Henderson Stott, and I have all the confidence in the world with the 270. I don't think there's a whole lot more to say. Of course, it's a, where are you at? Are you gonna just keep walking? What's going on here? Anyway, so yeah, it's a great rifle. There's just no debating it. All right, so no surprise there. Of course, it dropped everything. It's been dropping it even while it was nerfed. Pretty close to 400. You would run into trouble with the ribs at 400, but after the changes, yeah, we've already reached out over 1,000 yards. We did the 1,100 meter line, and it dropped it. So 400 yards, 400 meters, whatever. You don't have to think twice with the ARMAD, of course. All right, on to the next one. All right, so we are back. We just did the ARMAD. So now we're going to go to the Mannlicher, the 9.3x6.2. All right, ammo. We need to be in the free ammo, which... All right, we loaded up all free ammo, so we got lots of free ammo for this guy. So this guy's a pretty powerful round. And it's not horribly inaccurate. If I can hold still and the deer holds still. So that's a solid hit. That's a solid hit. So she's going to go down up here. Oh, maybe that wasn't as solid of a hit as I thought. That may be a different... Oh, no. Alright. I'm surprised by that. I thought that was a solid shot. Again, just kind of quickly fired off. Didn't pay a whole lot of attention. But she's down. So again, no concerns with the 9.3x6.2. It's a very powerful round. It does lose energy fairly quickly at range. It's kind of like the 350. It does drop off. The thing to keep in mind with the Mannlicher, the ammo, the free ammo is the weakest ammo for the gun. Yeah, you know what? Let's why are we so high? That was a little back. But let's run up here and take a look at her and see what type of drop-off we had in energy with this free round. What the heck? Oh, wait a minute. That was the second one I shot. Okay. I was going to say... Okay, now... So this is the first one we shot. Obviously that, well, I guess that was the third one I shot over there that jumped up. But even at 400 meters, we had 2,274 energy, so joules. Plenty of power, obviously right in the middle of the power band for the whitetail. And if you take a look at the cavity cone, it's kind of split across both lungs. And if you look, we almost double lunged it at 400 meters. So more power for sure. The drop off is still there. It's just not nearly as big of a drop off as it used to be. The 9.3 at 400 meters with this round would have hit at just under 1,500 joules. So we've got 700 more joules available at 400 meters with the 9.3x6.2. So again, another round that's just completely safe for deer at 400 meters. So let's jump out of here and go on to the next one. Alright, so we just did the 9.3. So now we're going to go to probably what would be the most controversial gun in real life in the game. So not because it's a Steyr, but the weapon design, a lot of hunters do not like this tactical look. I get it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think this one kind of looks okay, but not a huge fan of it. So you get the debate between the old Woodstock folk and New Age. These new designs, the tactical look, sporting weapons, I think is the correct term for them now. And on top of that, it happens to be the 6.5 Creedmoor. So anybody who knows anything about the 6.5 knows that this is a deadly, deadly accurate round. And it was designed to be a deadly accurate round. And it performs accuracy as good as anything out there. But what it doesn't necessarily do the best at is the damage when you're deer hunting. Now, you can see hitting her, we got a good kill shot. She's going to go down. That probably won't because I was high. Oh, maybe. But I was really high. That was not the gun's fault. That was my fault. That going down too. So you can see in game, there is absolutely no reason to be afraid to use the 6.5 on deer at 400 yards. And the thing about this particular rifle is it is the most accurate in game. So the 270, the ARMAD, hang on a second here. The ARMAD is 1 pixel less accurate than the SSG here. That's effectively no different. But yeah, if you want to snipe stuff like we just headshot that guy, there is no reason to think that the 6.5 is not a great option for that. This particular one, the SSG M1, is my bird gun. If I'm hunting birds specifically, this is what I take. And it's because it shoots so flat, it is so lightly impacted by the wind, and you can load up 11 rounds. So if there's birds flying by, you get plenty of shots. They're accurate, they don't drift a lot, and they don't drop a lot. So it's kind of a win-win-win if you're going to rifle any birds. But in real life, there's some debate about the 6.5 being a great deer rifle. You've got basically hardcore fans and those who are like, yeah, it's a target round, why are you using it for deer? Yes, it was designed as a target round. Yes, there are rounds that are better for deer. And the reality is, it's a fine weapon. You can certainly take deer with it. I have a buddy who swears by it. He basically says it just liquefies the heart. I don't know what load he's shooting. I'm guessing he's shooting hand loads. But when you're this accurate, yeah, there's no reason to think that it wouldn't be a decent deer rifle. In most instances, an accurate 6.5 platform is a better weapon than most shooters can shoot it. So if people are making bad shots with a 6.5, I'm probably not going to blame the rifle so much. But in game, 6.5 is just fine. You've seen it certainly had no problems at all dropping deer at 400 meters. And the SSG M1 happens to be the most accurate rifle in the entire game. I mean, just look at the size of the dot. It's tiny. And it just does the deed with no concern at all. I mean, that's pretty telling right there. All right, let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, so we just did the SSG M1, so now we're going to go to the Gams. And to be perfectly honest, the Gams is the one that I prefer the look of. It's kind of weird looking. It's not the typical type of rifle that I like the look of. I'm a woodstock fan. Honestly, I'm a thumbhole laminate woodstock fan. That's my groove. That's what I really like. And this kind of has, it's not really a thumb hole, but yeah, it kind of has that look. But it's a synthetic stock, and I generally don't like that. But with the carbon fiber wrap on it, I just kind of like this one. I don't know. I don't know that it's one that I would actually use a lot, because if I'm going to go with 6.5, I'm going to go with a more accurate SSG M1. But as far as looks go, I like it. And we're in the free fusion rifle. I hope that's what I had in the other one. I don't know if I checked or not. And I like the sound of it. So I actually like this rifle better, but if I'm using it to hunt, I'm more interested in the performance. And generally I use it for birding. Things going to give me a bad shot. Don't take him in the lungs laying down. But I like the sound of it, the report, the long echo. Obviously, this guy's going to go down. The other one's going to go down somewhere, I think. There she is. She's going to go down. But the sound of it, it's just very different. We'll shoot this guy. That big, long, drawn-out echo. And he's definitely going down. I prefer the sound of the ARMAD, or excuse me, of the Monobloc, the 308, over this one. But I don't hate this one. I don't hate the sound of it at all. I don't hate the look of it, which is surprising because it's not the woodstock I prefer. But if I'm using a 6.5, I'm going to choose the SSG M1. Sorry. It holds more rounds. It's slightly more accurate. And yeah, that's just making it a little bit better. Alright. Nothing wrong with this one though. Again, as you can tell, 6.5's great in game at 400 meters, no issues at all. So let's hop on to the next one. Alrighty, so we are back again. We just did the Steyr Gams. So now we're going to go to the Remington 700 Alpha 1 Hunter. A lot of words for the 7mm PRC. And this should not be an issue. And we need to change, no wait a minute, no we're not, we're on the right one. So we've got the free ammo loaded. So this is one of those rifles that actually have a lot of people in game really pissed off. So the Remington 700s historically have been very accurate. And look at the Henderson stock. We just went from the most accurate to a Henderson stock the size of the body. So that's got a lot of people really irritated with the way these were set up. And I'm gonna wait until we get a nice still. I guess I could probably go ahead and shoot him. We'll see if she stops down here. Well, he's gonna stand up. Oh, hold still. We'll wait till he stops. It's got that high power echo for the 7mm. He's certainly going down. But just listen to that echo after the shot. The sound of the report just... I like that. It's a lot crackier than what I would prefer, but yeah, it's certainly a good rifle. It's just not as accurate as we'd probably like to see. It's more in that 130 range versus the 50s. Alright, so let's jump out of here and move on to the next. Alright, so we just played with the Alpha 1, so now we're going to go to the SPS. So this is your 375. And ammo, we have got the right ammo loaded. So the SPS is slightly more accurate than the Alpha 1, but slightly is 4 pixels. So the Alpha 1 was 134, the 375 is 130. I don't know what I hit, but that was an instant drop. We'll go over and look and see. I think that may have been a lung shot instant drop with it. Didn't get the instant on that one though. But let's go take a look and see what we did. Maybe I got down into the heart. Alright, so let's see what we did. Oh, I hit the heart. That's what happened. So I've been trying to not hit the heart, but that one's just so inaccurate that it hit the heart. But if we take the heart out of the equation, we still did all the damage we needed to the lung. So we're going to consider that a fair test of the rifle for a lung shot. But yeah, I mean, it's a 7mm, or excuse me, it's a 375. Of course, it's going to hit hard. I mean, we hit with right at 3,000 damage, 3,000 joules. So we're doing a ton of damage. I mean, it's a big old chunk of metal flying through. So yes, it's going to destroy things when it hits it. For me, the problem with the 375 is just like the 7mm or the 700 long range. It's just not very accurate. The 700 CDL, same thing. It's a good round in 30-06, but it's not very accurate. And I'm not a big fan of that. The other thing with this particular rifle, the 375, also is the drop rate. It's got a very high decay rate. Now we were using the free round, which was it the high performance? Yeah, the high performance. That's the free round. It's not the weakest round, but it's also not the strongest round. It's one that's kind of in the middle. The changes have got it boosted up significantly higher than it used to be. So this round at 400 meters would have hit at just under 2,000 joules. So it's picked up another 1,000 joules of energy at 400 meters. That's a crap ton. You know, let's be honest. That's hitting at 3,000 joules at 400 meters. That's a lot. So yes, it is a very good round. It has a lot of power, and you can see it's got a fairly decent cavity. It's not small, and it dumps it pretty well. So can't really complain about it. It's not the rifle I would choose, but if you know me by now, you know that I am completely tied into accuracy. I will give up just the slightest margin of accuracy for a significant power increase, but not much. Like for me, if I'm looking at T6, I'm looking at SM12. It's not as accurate as the 308s, the 270, the the SSG M1 65, but it's very, very accurate. It's got an accuracy score of 52 versus the 43 of the SSG M1, so not a big difference. That's where I go if I'm looking for T6. Now, the 375, she's got some power. If I need more power than the SM12, then I'll just go 338. And at that point, I'm giving up a fair amount of accuracy. We're dropping all the way down to 68. But it's still way, way, way more accurate than any of these Remington 700s. So that's me. Nonetheless, you can certainly tell it does the deed just fine. It destroyed the lung at 400 meters. So let's jump out of here and go get the, I think it's the last one. Alright, so we are back, and we are looking at the 700 CDL. So this is the rifle that came in with, was it Lentacota or Matariki? Oh my gosh, I can't remember which one it came in with. Came in with one of those maps. So, ammo, we are in the trophy bonded tip. And of course, this is a 30-06 we're looking at. So we already know that it's got all the power in the world. The problem is it's a Remington 700, which means the accuracy is not exactly great. You can see it's good enough. And I'm not sure what I hit to get the instant drop on that first one. Let's go take a look real quick. See if I can avoid the trees this time. Alrighty, so yeah, we didn't get a critical at all, which is what I expected. But we did a ton of damage here, and we cavitied the heart, just cavity, and we got pin and cavity on both lungs. So this is just about as nasty as you can get without hitting the heart. That's a lot. And we hit at 3,300 joules. So yeah, the 30-06, it's a beast. And if you're using this one, it's a little more accurate than the 1903 at least. But yeah, you can certainly use it at range without any concern, as long as you can hit it. Again, the CDL, its accuracy rating is, I think, 134. Let me look. Yeah, it's 134. So it's down the list for accuracy. But when you hit, it hits like a tank. And here, wow, look at that. We got a complete critical into the lung. So just an example of how powerful this round really is. And again, that's at 400 meters, so we're not close. So if you're using these, yeah, you've got the power to really destroy stuff. You just don't have the accuracy. And to me, that's kind of the critical downfall. Give and take, I guess. All right, so we've went through all of the deer rifles. I could technically shoot the 22s, but there's really just no point. I mean, well, of course they're all running. But we know the 22's not going to take out a deer at 400 meters. So there's just no point in doing it just for the sake of doing it. Say, hey, we shot the 22 at 400 yards. So I think, wow, what in the world? Alright, well, if they stand still, alright. Actually, I wonder how far I can see. We don't have anything anywhere. Oh, that might work. So somebody said they had seen the hunter sense dot out to 1,000 yards for the 22, and I hadn't looked at it yet, and there we go, 1,100. So we're getting at least 1,100. Yeah. Look at that. So she used to cut off at about 800 meters. Now I don't know what you're going to shoot other than pheasants and stuff like that at 1,100 meters, and I've never seen a pheasant that far out, or any bird over 1,000 yards, 1,000 meters to shoot. But if I ever do, this might be the way to go. Be something interesting to try. I don't know what your chances are of actually hitting it with the accuracy, but yeah, it's an option. I think the farthest I've taken with the 22 a pheasant, it was a pheasant. I think it was either just under or just over 800 meters. I can't remember now. This has been so long ago, I just don't remember. I'd have to go through and dig up the score sheet. But I know I've not taken one at 1,000 meters. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. I've never seen one that far. This guy's still running around. Oh, there goes another one. But yeah, seeing the 1,000 meters through the scope, Hunter Sense dot, that opens up some options if you want to play around with it at super long range, if you can find something to shoot that's small enough and far enough away. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap all this up. We've went through all the rifles. I could guess I could go through the slugs, but I think we're just going to wrap it up here. And geez, guys, I'm trying to talk over here. Could you calm down, please? Thank you. Okay. Really? All right. So we're gonna wrap this one up. We covered all the rifles, and I think the key takeaway is that everything works out to 400 meters. The exception being the managed recoil in the 30-30. Which I don't think anybody should expect the managed recoil 30-30 round to be a 400 meter round. It's a 30-30, guys. You know, they're designed for being used in the brush. They're a short range rifle. It's just not something you should expect, especially with the managed recoil. The fact that the other rounds worked out to 400, or at least one other round worked out to 400, is pretty darn impressive in and of itself. So yeah, after this latest patch to increase the damage, I think it's safe to say with pretty much any deer rifle you have, if you have a Hunter Sense reading, you can take the shot. It's that simple. If you're under 400 meters, there's nothing to think about. Most of us are not shooting 400 meters with most of the rifles most of the time anyway. But you see something, you can certainly take it out. Alright guys, we're going to wrap this one up. I hope this one wasn't too confusing with the stop and go the whole time. But I didn't see any point in making you guys watch me go through and change every single time. So we'll speed it up a little bit and try to make it hopefully something that's worthwhile. Alright guys, if you enjoy this, please do the like and subscribe. That stuff certainly does help me out, and I appreciate it very much. If you don't, oh well, I still appreciate you being here. I absolutely do. I appreciate it. I have fun with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Y'all have a great night. God bless, and happy hunting.